Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha. This prayer is in obeisance to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is a prayer offered by Srila Rupa Goswami, his principal follower, in many ways his principal follower. Is offering obeisance to him as the most munificent, magnanimous of all the forms of Krishna. Krishna appears as Rama, Nrsimha, Varaha, Kurma, and as himself, Krishna, in his original form. But this form is the most munificent because he freely gives Krishna prema, love of Krishna. He is Krishna, but he has come in a beautiful golden form. So to celebrate the appearance day of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, known as Gaura Purnima or Gaur Jayanti, devotees from all over the world now, they congregate in Mayapur, his birthplace, and in many places all over the world. Just like Janmashtami is celebrated for the birth of Lord Krishna, Ram Navami is celebrated for the birth or appearance of Lord Rama. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his appearance is celebrated all over the world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Priti vite ache jato nagaradi gram sarvatra pracha hoibe moranam. In every town and village of the world, my name will be preached. This has practically come to pass because of our dear, beloved spiritual master, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, a great devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from his very birth or appearance in this world, who preached this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world. Now, Krishna, of course, among pious Hindus up to the present day, is well known. Rama is well known. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not so much. In Bengal, yes, Orissa, Assam, Vrindavan, the culture is there. People know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But really everyone should come to know, because it is by his mercy in this very dark Kali Yuga, which is symptomized by hypocrisy, vice, sinfulness of all kinds, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this very easy process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, by which everyone can be purified. The great example is myself and so many others from the Western countries who are born into a culture with no knowledge whatsoever of the higher values of life, of Sanatan Dharma, the eternal religious constitutional position of the living beings, but by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, received through his great devotee Srila Prabhupada, now all over the world so many people are chanting Hare Krishna and glorifying Krishna and glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we want that everyone should know of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Well, he is Krishna in a golden form, the golden avatar, beautiful golden form of Krishna. Now why is he golden? Well, this is a very, very deep mystery, which is described especially in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is a biography of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, written in Bengali and Sanskrit, and Srila Prabhupada has translated this, the very confidential topics of how Krishna comes to this world and his greatest devotee is Srimati Radharani. Krishna is Shyamasundar, blackish and very beautiful, and Srimati Radhika is golden of form and very beautiful. And together, Krishna, although he's the Supreme Lord, together actually they are supreme, because Krishna he feels himself, even though he's the Lord of everything, he feels himself incomplete without Radha. All living beings are meant to serve Krishna, and the greatest servitor is Radha. Therefore, her name comes from that. Aradhana means to worship or to serve with love, and her name comes from that. Radha, the greatest servant. So, she serves Krishna, and Krishna is very happy with the service, but she herself feels so much happiness in serving Krishna and seeing Krishna and thinking of Krishna, that Krishna himself thinks that actually I'm very happy with her service, but she has a kind of happiness that I can't experience. It's the happiness of seeing me and loving me and serving me, but I can't experience that great happiness that she experiences, because her happiness is in me and I am me. So, Krishna comes, Radha Bhava Duty, Suvalitam Nomi Krishna Swarupa. We offer obeisances to Krishna, who has appeared with the feelings of Radharani. In other words, he comes as a devotee, as if he were a devotee. Although he is Krishna, he comes in the mood of a devotee. It's Radha and has come. Krishna has come. They've come in a combined form. And when they come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna and Radha, but primarily with the feelings of Radha, with the feelings of a devotee of Krishna. And when Radha and Krishna combine, because Radha's love for Krishna is so powerful, then the Krishna's blackish form becomes overwhelmed by the golden form of Radha. So this is Shamasundar, which means blackish and beautiful, becomes Gaura Sundar, one of the famous names of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which means he's of a golden form and very beautiful. And although he's the Supreme Lord, he's in the mood of a devotee because he wants to relish what is the beauty of Krishna. He wants to relish what is the happiness that Radha feels in serving me. What are the qualities that she appreciates? What is the love she has? So he's in the mood of a devotee, and as a devotee, he also acts as a teacher. He shows others by his own ecstasy of love of Krishna how happy we can be by also being devotees of Krishna. So as a devotee of the Supreme Lord, he comes to relish the happiness of what it means to be a servant of Krishna. And by his personal example, he shows others that you should also be a devotee of Krishna. It's like this. Srila Prabhupada often gave this example, that at the end of Dwarpa Yuga, just before the beginning of this Kali Yuga, this age of quarrel and hypocrisy which began 5,000 years ago, Krishna came and he spoke Bhagavad Gita, and he taught us how we can achieve his full mercy, become liberated from all sin. He said, Sarvadhaman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tva Sarva Papebhyo Moksha Yashami Ma Shuchaha. This is Krishna's ultimate instruction in Bhagavad Gita. Abandon all varieties of religion apart from this religion to fully take shelter in me, surrender unto me. If you do that, Krishna says, I will deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So that's Krishna's ultimate instruction. But in Kali Yuga, in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy and sin and irreligion, people are not interested in that. Or even if they're interested, they find it very difficult to fully surrender to Krishna. So, Krishna very kindly comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and just asks everyone to chant the names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You may be sinful or not sinful. In Kali Yuga, pretty much everyone is sinful. but whoever you are, or whatever you've done in the past, just chant Hare Krishna. And by doing that, you'll become purified. So he doesn't demand that first of all, you surrender to Krishna, then Krishna will deliver. Krishna instructs, but he has some condition. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's only demand or only request is that you chant Hare Krishna. Radha Krishna bolo sange chalo ei matro bhikkachai. He says that the only thing we want from you, the only thing we're asking from you, is you come along with us and chant the names of Radha Krishna, Hare Krishna. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's great mercy. To the most unqualified people, he gives the highest benediction of pure love of Krishna by the simplest process, which is chanting the holy names of Krishna. Of course, one has to be pure also, but in the beginning there's no demand. In the beginning, anyone and everyone is invited. Just come and chant, come and chant. Of course, if one is to attain pure love of Krishna, then gradually he has to adopt a pure lifestyle. You can't be a meat eater and a gambler and have illicit sex left, right and center and take all types of intoxication and have pure love of Krishna, because pure love of Krishna is pure. That means pure in consciousness, pure in thought, pure in action. So love of Krishna is very, very high platform, and in Kali Yuga we're in a very low position. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he doesn't change what love of Krishna is. He doesn't try to convert it or compromise it, but he gives us a way in which we can start, even at a low level, even if we're very sinful, even if we don't want to commit very much. Anyone who just starts to chant Hare Krishna, they will become purified. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's great benediction. He gives the highest love of God to the lowest people with the least demand. At least at the beginning. Then we have to come up. So, just as Krishna appeared in this world some 5,000 years ago, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Nadia, which is in West Bengal, some 500, it was 1486 by the Christian calendar, so a little over 500 years ago. That town, Navadip, is in the modern constitution of the modern Republic of India. Navadip is a town in Nadia district, and just opposite Navadip is Mayapur, which is the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where ISKCON, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, on the order of Srila Prabhupada, is constructing a magnificent temple in glorification of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and already the beautiful deities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his associates are established there. It was already a pilgrimage place. It's become a major pilgrimage place from especially people from all over West Bengal, and as this major temple is to be established, then from all over the world, actually from all over the world already people are coming, and more will come. So please try to find out about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Try to understand. Mostly I know who is watching this program, they're already dedicated or interested in Krishna. Try to understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. That you can best do through the books of Srila Prabhupada, especially this Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita describes the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which are sweet, very, very sweet. The main characteristic of Krishna, he's God, which means he's very powerful, but especially the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they do not emphasize so much his power as his sweetness. It means he's very kind and loving, and not just some vague loving, but he has wonderful pastimes reciprocating with his devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu especially propagated this Madhurja Bhagavatasa. The very essence of God's being God is his very sweetness. So the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are very sweet. He appeared in Mayapur, Navadip, Nadia, and at the time of his birth, some of the devotees who had appeared before him, just like before Krishna appeared in this world, Nanda and Yashoda appeared to be his apparent father and mother. So in this way, before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, same in Ram Leela, Dasharath, Kaushalya, they appeared just to set up, to prepare the pastimes of Lord Rama. So in the same way, there were devotees of Krishna. They appeared in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, but in another form. And the devotees who came to visit Shachi Mata. Shachi is Yashoda, who has appeared in this Kali Yuga. She's just as she's the mother of Krishna in Krishna when Krishna comes, so she comes again as the mother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the ladies who were devotees, who friends of Yashoda, they came and they recognized, oh, this baby looks just like Krishna. Only Krishna is black and this little baby is golden. So exactly the same. They could recognize all the symptoms, but he's in golden form. So they understood, oh, Krishna has come in a golden form. So his pastimes are described in Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Please read it. Srila Prabhupada has presented so nicely. I'll just describe some of them. In his childhood, this boy, he was called Nimai. That was his name in his childhood. He was born under a neem tree, and he was given the name Nimai. So in his childhood, as children are wont to do, he would cry. But the ladies, because all the local ladies would come, they were very attracted. Of course, ladies, women naturally like children. In the modern age, they've brainwashed women, so they don't like to have children, or they think they're a burden or something like this. But naturally, their feminine tendency is to love children, especially young babies. So the neighborhood ladies would come to see this Nimai, but they had there may be so many babies in the neighborhood, but they were especially attracted by the beauty of this charming young boy. Who would not be attracted if he's the Supreme Lord himself, the most attractive. Krishna means all attractive. So they would come, and this boy would cry, just like an ordinary baby commonly cries. But the ladies found out that if they said, Hari, Hari, the names of Krishna, that the baby would stop crying. So this became like a little game between the little baby and the neighborhood ladies. That they would, he would cry, and then they would say, oh, Hari, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Then he'd stop. So from the very beginning of his life, he inaugurated, or he induced people to chant the name of Krishna. And this he went on throughout, as long as he was present in this world. We say the beginning of his life, of course, he's the eternal Supreme Lord, and he appears in this world according to his own sweet will, and then goes away again as he wishes according to his own sweet will. But from the very beginning and throughout his whole time in this world, he was only here for 48 years, he induced everyone to chant the names of Krishna. As he grew up, little bit, he became a very naughty child. You know any other naughty child? Krishna. He's very famous as a naughty boy, but charmingly naughty. That everyone, even though they were on one hand frustrated by Krishna stealing the butter, breaking the butter pots and so on. At the same time, the residents of Vrindavan were completely charmed by him doing so. So in the same way, this young boy, Nimai, he would play various pranks. Mayapur is on the bank of the Ganga, the river Ganges. So when he was a little older, he would go with his friends down to the Ganges and disturb all the pious Brahmins who were bathing in the river by doing things like contaminating the things that they brought for worshipping the Ganga, would cause so much disturbance to them. And just like the women of Vrindavan would come and complain about Krishna to Yashoda, and in the same way, the men of Navadvip would come and complain to the father of young Nimai, and his father, whose name was Jagannath Mishra, would become very angry and say, "No, I have to punish this boy." And then say, No, don't punish him," because they loved him. They were disturbed by him, but it was a disturbance of great love. It's very difficult to understand unless one's a devotee, how these apparently contradictory emotions, they're all emotions of love. So Jagannath Mishra, he wanted to be very strict with his boy, who was a very naughty boy, but not in a destructive way, but in a very charming way. So one night in a dream, a godly person came to Jagannath Mishra and said, "Hey, you want to punish your son, you want to be very strict with your son, but you should know your son is a very great personality. You shouldn't try to chastise him." And Jagannath Mishra in the dream said, "Well, he may be whoever he may be. He may be a very great person, but I'm his father and it's my duty to discipline him." So this godly person in the dream became very satisfied. And that really is the essence of the pastimes of the Lord with his intimate devotees. They think that, well, even if he is God, I'm his father, I have to discipline him. I'm his mother, I have to feed him. I'm his friend, so I'll joke with him. These are the blissful pastimes that Krishna had, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had it. And really Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us, he gave us entrance into this. He made it available for us. Otherwise, to be so intimate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not possible. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made this available to us, and especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed the innermost secrets of the loving pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan with the gopis, which is a very great secret because it's so intimate, and we have to be very cautious talking about it in this world because people misunderstand it to be something immoral, or that Krishna is just like some debauchee who plays around with different women. Well, Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He's the Supreme Enjoyer. There's no mundane lust in Krishna's dealings with the gopis. It's actually an exchange on the highest level of spiritual love. But people in general can't understand this, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed this. So this is the highest contribution of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He made, by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, he made this available to everyone. And he also revealed the inner secrets of Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes with the gopis. Jadi Gaura na hoito tobe ki hoito kemone dharitande Radha Mahima Prema Rasha Shima Jagate Janatoke. One of the great devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has composed this poem in beautiful, simple Bengali. He said that if Gaura, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, had not come, if he had not manifested in this world, it's unthinkable how we couldn't have lived. Life without him would be unlivable. We couldn't remain alive. Why? Because Radha Mahima, the glories of Radharani, the topmost gopi, the topmost Savita, which is the ultimate limit beyond all limits of pure love of God. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed that. No one else could reveal that because he is Radharani himself. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahayanya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna, who is therefore known as Sri Krishna Chaitanya, he is not different from, he is Radha and Krishna. So this song of Basu Ghosh, about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, goes on. Madhura Brinda, Bipina Madhuri, Prabesha Chaturisha, Baraja Jubati Bhavera Bhakati Shakati Hoito Ka. He says that the very sweet, loving exchanges between Krishna and the gopis in the groves of Vrindavan, which is the young and the feelings of the young girls for Krishna, which is full of transcendental loving feelings. Who but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could have revealed this to the world? So the teachings of Lord Chaitanya are very simple. He's very merciful, but they go up to the highest level. There's also beyond our imagination. This is inconceivable to us, how we on this very low platform in this material world, we're overcome by mundane lust and greed and anger and envy and illusion and pride. It's very difficult for us to even imagine the pure pastimes of the Supreme Lord. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to reveal that by this very simple process of chanting Hare Krishna and serving Krishna in various ways. Some people think that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is simply a sentimentalist, singing and dancing, but actually he revealed the highest philosophical understanding, the inner secrets of all the Vedas. His pastimes are simply full of pure bliss. Unfortunately, there's no time to recount hardly any of them, but you'll find in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I'll tell you a little anecdote from my own life, that Srila Prabhupada is translating this Chaitanya Charitamrita, and gradually the volumes were becoming, well actually most of them became available all at one time. So they became available. I was in England at Bhaktivedanta Manor, and one of my godbrothers, he got this volume of Chaitanya Charitamrita and he was reading it. He locked himself away all day. At the end of the day, I saw him come out of the room and there were tears in his eyes. I asked him, "Why are you crying?" And he said, "If you read Chaitanya Charitamrita and you don't cry, then you're not a devotee. You must. It's so sweet that it will invoke feelings of love in anyone who has even a slight feeling of devotion to Krishna." So please read this Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita Nitya Karopan Jaha Hoite Premananda Bhakti Tattvagyan. We are told to always drink this nectar of Chaitanya Charitamrita, the most authorized biography of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Always, in other words, always read it. And from this, we will get the bliss of pure love of Krishna, Premananda, and Bhakti Tattvagyan, knowledge of the intimate secrets of pure devotional service. This, in brief, is the mercy of Sri Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is worshipped by the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,